There's a trick that thousands of car owners are using right now. It's been flying under the radar for years, but regulators just caught on. And if you've done it, or you're thinking about it, your window to fix it is closing fast. You bought a used car, or maybe you've owned yours for years. At some point, someone told you that swapping the carburetor is a simple fix, a performance upgrade, a money saver. And it made sense. Carburetors are cheap, the swap looks straightforward, plenty of mechanics do it, YouTube is full of tutorials. So you did it, or you're planning to, and you felt smart about it. But here's what nobody in that forum, that tutorial, or that backyard mechanic ever told you. That swap might not be legal, and in several states, it's about to become illegal everywhere. I'm going to show you exactly what's happening behind the scenes, the specific loophole people have been using, how regulators figured it out, and the one thing you need to check about your car right now before it's too late. But first, you need to understand why the carburetor became the loophole in the first place. Because it wasn't an accident. Someone knew what they were doing. Most people think emissions law is about exhaust, what comes out of the tailpipe, the smoke test. Past that, you're fine. Wrong. Emissions law isn't just about output, it's about equipment. Specifically, it's about certified, VIN-matched, EPA-approved emissions equipment, and the carburetor is part of that system. Here's what most owners believe. If my car passes the smog test, I'm legal. Here's the truth. You can pass the smog test and still be driving an illegally modified vehicle. The test checks pollution levels. The law checks components. Those are two completely different things. And that gap right there is exactly what people have been exploiting and exactly what regulators are now closing. Here's how the carburetor trick works and why it worked for so long. When a car is manufactured, every part of its emission system is certified. The catalytic converter, the EGR valve, the oxygen sensors, and yes, the carburetor or fuel injection system. All of it is matched to your VIN, approved by the EPA, legally installed. Now, older carburetors, especially on vehicles from the 70s, 80s, and 90s, were sometimes swapped out for performance carbs, Holley, Edelbrock, Weber, units not designed to meet the original emission specs. On older vehicles, this was often overlooked. Emissions tests focused on output levels, not part numbers. So if your modified car still ran clean enough to pass, inspectors didn't dig deeper. That was the loophole. Then came the gray market carburetor. Manufactured overseas, sold as a replacement part, priced low, technically not emission certified, but marketed vaguely enough that buyers assumed it was fine. Sellers knew what they were doing. They called these parts off-road use only in the fine print, while selling them to everyday street car owners on marketplace platforms and eBay. You bought a part labeled off-road only and put it on your daily driver, and probably didn't even notice the disclaimer. That is the trick. And that is why you're now in the crosshairs. It starts small. You buy a used car. The carburetor is worn out. Someone online says just swap it. You find a cheap replacement. You put it in. The car runs fine. Then you go in for your annual emissions test. You pass, so you forget about it. Then your state upgrades its inspection system, new scanners, part verification software, OBD-II cross-checks. Suddenly, inspectors aren't just reading your exhaust, they're reading your components. Your car fails, not because it pollutes, because the part is wrong. Now you're looking at a mandatory repair, a re-inspection fee, and in some states, a fine of up to $2,500 per violation. And if you bought this car used and the swap was done before you owned it, you still own the liability. That's the part that should make you uncomfortable. Let's talk about real numbers, because this isn't theoretical anymore. California's BAR, Bureau of Automotive Repair, has already issued thousands of violation notices for non-certified replacement parts. The fines range from $500 to $2,500 per item. And they're not just targeting shops, they're targeting individual car owners. Texas, New York, and over a dozen other states have updated their OBD inspection protocols in the last 2 years. The new scanners flag mismatched emissions hardware automatically, no human judgment required. And federally, the EPA's NECI program has been quietly expanding. Used car dealers, private sellers, and even YouTube modification channels are under review for promoting uncertified part swaps. The guy who made that tutorial, he might be fine. You, the person who followed it, you're the one with the non-compliant car sitting in your driveway. But here's where it gets worse, because there's a second version of this problem, and it's not about what you installed, it's about what was already on your car when you bought it, and what the previous owner never disclosed. Here's what you need to do right now, and I mean today, not next week. First, pull your vehicle's emissions equipment list. You can do this for free on your state's DMV website or through the EPA's Vehicle Certification Database at epa.gov. Search your VIN. It will show you the exact emissions equipment your car is supposed to have from the factory. Second, look at what's actually on your car. If you don't know how to identify a carburetor or fuel system component, take it to an independent shop, not the dealership, and ask them to do an emissions equipment audit. Describe exactly what you're looking for, a mismatch between listed and installed components. Third, check any part that was replaced. Look for a sticker, a casting number, or a manufacturer label. Then cross-reference it with the EPA's parts certification list. If it's not on the list, it's not certified. It doesn't matter who sold it to you or what they said. Fourth, if you bought the car used, get a vehicle history report and look for any notes about modifications, not just accidents, modifications. Carfax and AutoCheck both flag reported modifications, but only if they were reported, which is why Step 2 matters more. And fifth, if you're planning to buy a used car and the seller has done any engine or carburetor work, ask for receipts, ask for part numbers, ask them to verify compliance. If they hesitate or get defensive, walk away. That hesitation is your answer. Remember what I said at the beginning? The guy who sold you the part already knew? Here's the proof. Search for any of the major aftermarket carburetor brands on eBay or Amazon right now. Look at the product description. Scroll to the bottom. Almost every single one of them has a line that says something like, "For off-road or competition use only, not for use on pollution-controlled vehicles." That line is there for one reason: legal cover. The seller knows the part is not emission certified. They know most buyers are going to put it on a street car. They write that disclaimer so that if a regulator comes knocking, they can point to the fine print. You're not the target of the lawsuit. You're just the person holding the non-compliant vehicle. The loophole was never really a loophole for you. It was a loophole for them. Think about how many people are driving around right now with a modified carburetor on their daily car. No idea it's non-compliant. No idea the regulations just changed. No idea the next smog test is going to flag them. Some of them bought it that way. Some of them did the swap themselves. Some of them paid a mechanic who said it was fine. None of that matters when the violation notice hits your mailbox. The regulations don't care about your intentions. They don't care what the YouTube video said. They don't care if the mechanic assured you it was legal. What they care about is what's on your car and whether it matches what's supposed to be there. Now you know how to check. Most people won't bother. That's the difference between you and them. This isn't a future problem. It's happening now. Inspections are getting smarter, enforcement is expanding, and the cars that were flying under the radar for years are being caught. Check your VIN. Verify your parts. Don't assume passing the smog test means you're compliant, because in this case, passing is not the same as legal. Most people find this out when it's already too late. Now you won't. If this saved you from a costly mistake, share it with someone who still doesn't know, because they're out there right now assuming they're fine.